नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, a very warm welcome everyone. I know काफ़ी देर से messages आ रहे थे मुझे और आप लोग वेट कर रहे थे for this wonderful and much required session. आज बहुत स्पेशल इसलिए भी क्योंकि it's been couple of months जब हमने एक सेशन किया था दीप्ति के साथ. And for people who don't know Deepti और जो questions मैं देख रहा था Deepti से related, she is one such person who is fighting this battle, who's fighting this literal war against the culprits जो लोग may be involved in the murder of Sridevi ji. आई नो श्रीदेवी के केस में बहुत सारी अपडेट्स पहले आती थी, फिर एकदम से बंद हो गई. That it was an accidental death. There have been people who've been doing their own independent research, and people who have uh, following up on Sridevi's case, and they all feel this was definitely not an accidental death. And Deepti ने last session में हमें बहुत सारी ऐसे evidences, ऐसी सारी चीज़ें दिखाई थी और बताई थी जिनसे prove होता है कि definitely this was not a accidental death. And today or tonight she's gonna present more documentation, more stuff, more details around where we stand. Unfortunately, she's having some kind of technical issue, so as soon as she comes in, I will definitely get her back into the stream. She was here a few minutes ago, and all of a sudden I see she's off. So Deepti, agar aap dekh rahi hain, to please connect back so that we can get started. Now, meanwhile, while we are waiting for her to be here, there's a little kind of thing that we at VStand4Justice have prepared for Sridevi ji, and I'm going to play that right now while I try to get Deepti back on the line. So here's something, a little dedication from the team of VStand4Justice for Sridevi. And let me know if you can hear and the audio as well.
कोई भी नाम हो सकता है, सीता, सकीना या सूजी, कमला, विमला या अंजू. जानी ये चाकू है, क्या है? चाकू. चाबुक दिखाई दिया तो तेरी चमड़ी उधेड़ दूंगी त्रिभुवन. टाटा, बाय बाय, सी यू, sayonara.
Right. So this was a little kind of dedication to Sridevi. Unfortunately, she left so soon, and we all have been taken aback. There have been so many suicides, murders, deaths, whatever you want to call them, in Bollywood. And this one was one which also came as a shocker, and we still can't believe it has been tagged as an accidental death. uh, so I am waiting for Deepti. As soon as she comes in, looks like she is definitely having some kind of technical issues. And as soon as she comes, we'll get started. But at this point of time, all I'm trying to do, कुछ लोग comments लिख रहे थे, मैं उनको भी बताना चाहता हूँ कि we will do some regular updates, because end of the day around Sushant case के बारे में भी अगर हम बात करें, there is very little that we can talk about. There is very little that we can, say around Sushant case, because till the time we don't get it from the CBI, हम लोग नहीं बात कर पाएंगे. और इस टाइम पे कोई नए नए नरेटिव्स लाना या ये सब कुछ करना is definitely something not right. So anybody who's creating any kind of new narratives at this point of time, would only be kind of taking this movement to a different direction. So let's all just not get into that. Let me quickly see uh, if she is having so yes, I am definitely gonna invite Jia Khan's mother as well. So Rabia ji se bhi hum baat karenge, and we'll definitely try to help talk more about what's happening around that case as well. And uske alawa, we will definitely be speaking about Sridevi. Looks like she is just fixing the issue, and as soon as I get an update, I will get her back into the stream. A few minutes you know ago, we were actually on the stream, we were talking, and everything was happening the way it was. Sure. So yeah, she is joining, and we are just waiting for her. So she is gonna come back. Thank you so much, Bharat. Really appreciate that. And yes, so there is nothing new happening, around the case. Um, on especially on Sushant, अगर अभी हम बात करें 2 minute till the time we are waiting. uh, सुशांत केस में बहुत सारी चीज़ें अभी भी जैसे चल रही हैं, एनसीबी का ये जो आज एक नया होक्स अभी आया था कि मे बी अर्जुन रामपाल हैज़ फ्लड इंडिया एंड ही इज़ गॉन टू यूके और लंदन. देयर बी अ लॉट ऑफ लिटिल लिटिल थिंग्स अराउंड दिस केस जो आती रहेंगी, लोग करते रहेंगे. एंड okay, I see Deepti come in, so let me just try to get her. Hello, Deepti. Can you hear me? You are mute. You're mute. Cannot hear you. Deepti cannot hear you. You're mute. You're mute somewhere. Okay, we are just waiting for her to fix the technical issues. जैसे कि मैंने कहा थोड़ी देर पहले, we were trying and everything kind of. Uh, okay, can you hear us now, Deepti? Can you hear us? Okay, looks like we are still not able to hear her, or she's not able to hear us as well. So okay, maybe you'll have to restart and join back again, Deepti, if you can hear us. Uh, so yes, ये मैं भी कुछ सुन रहा था ऐसी चीजें, Israeli technology to retrieve cell phone data and all that stuff. Guys, I personally, again, this is me personally speaking. Let me see if I can hear Deepti again. Okay, Deepti, we cannot hear you. You're still mute. Okay. Let me do this. Let me call you on phone. Okay. We're trying to get hold of Deepti. Looks like there are definitely some technical issues on her end. Uh, yes, I have actually. She's restarted her internet system, everything. She tried through her phone, she tried through her laptop. This is another problem that we always face with Dipti is the moment we uh, tell about this session.
Hello?
Yes, Dipti, can you hear?
Hello, Varun. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Let me connect. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so in
I
that
can hear you. Loud.
okay, so in that case,
Mhm.
then we'll have to do the session like this.
Okay.
Unfortunately. So what we can do is, Deepti, I was just giving them an idea, as to how this session will be. Whatever you want me
Mm-hmm.
to, whenever you want me to kind of, share, let me know. But otherwise, I let you speak. Everybody wants to know, let's start with this. Last time we talked about, about 2.5 months ago, we were in a different state from a case perspective. So, सबसे पहले तो why don't you tell us, where we are, what is happening, and I'll let the people listen to you.
Okay. So I will start from where I left off. I mean, जब हम लोग last session किए थे, our case was in the grievances wing of the Supreme Court of India,
Right.
and we were waiting for further developments, right?
Right.
Okay. So उसके बाद, I mean, nothing happened actually. Nothing happened, and the interference continued. So I have shared those updates on the Twitter, wherein the present ULM committee was dissolved, and that means that no political interference will be entertained till the next cabinet. Okay, so now a new ULM committee has been formed in the Supreme Court of India, which is a good development as far as judicial reforms are concerned. So that's a good thing, but nothing happened on the case front. By then, we had already approached ICJ.
Right.
Okay, because we came across,
that's the International
yeah,
Court of Justice,
we
right?
came across, yes, International Court of Justice, because we came across certain more proofs and more documents which showed interference from the highest level of the governance in this case.
Right.
To bury this case. Okay, so that's obvious, right? It's obvious thing.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, I mean, a murder in Dubai and between two governments of two nations, it has been just been brushed under the carpet. So we have come across. So I mean, we can then तभी we could connect the dots कि क्यों आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा है. वो यूनियन लॉ मिनिस्टर रविशंकर प्रसाद वो interference, I mean, he files injunction blocking hearings in my case, and he doesn't have any reasons for that. Okay, he doesn't have any valid reasons for that, and he is given a backing by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Okay.
To not. So I mean, a lot of interferences have happened. So I mean, my trust in the judicial system of our country, it actually shook. Okay, so then we approached the International Court of Justice. So since the uh, presentation, I mean, I have shared some order copies from the International Court of Justice on my Twitter handle.
Right.
Okay. And I have shared some with you, which I haven't shared. You can share them in your show.
Okay.
The order copies of International Court of Justice, which I shared with you Varun.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can show them. Okay.
So you mean the International Court of Justice document, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, you can show them on the screen.
Sure.
So hmm. So since the presentation of my case from 10th of from 15th of October 2020
Hmm.
till today. Today is I think 9th of December, right? Yeah, 19th December. Okay.
Right.
I mean, there were a lot of developments that took place. I mean, a lot of developments happened. I mean, we got some judgments in our favor, which I shared with you.
Right. So
The
so
ICJ.
let me ask a
Mm-hmm.
question. I mean, I'll jump right into it while while we are sharing this, right? A lot of questions, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just use the word paid PR, right? A lot of questions have been
What?
asked on the validity of or the authenticity of these documents. Do you want to say something around
Mm-hmm.
that?
Well, I have been tagging the ICJ as well. If they were not valid, some action would have been taken. That is
Right.
one thing. And another thing is that yes, anyone can check the validity of. See, till my representation happened, so my presentation has not yet happened.
Uh-huh.
It was supposed to happen, but they filed certain counters. Okay, and we stuck to every declaration of ours. We also made a lot of counters.
Right.
ICJ sent its own investigation team, one to Dubai and one to Mumbai, where in Mumbai they check the uh, records, I mean accounts, joint account details of Varun Kapur and Sridevi Kapur.
Mm-hmm.
Because in one of the terrorist confession statement that I have submitted in the Supreme Court as one of the evidences, it's clearly mentioned that money got transferred from the account of Amar Singh to a joint account of Sridevi Poni Kapur and from there to an account of some terrorist. Okay. And many more things are there written in that terrorist confession statement as well.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, and we were talking about the authenticity of the ICJ documents. And yeah, you can write to the ICJ declaring your intent in finding out about the truth.
Right.
You can write to it.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you can write to the
right. I'm gonna answer some of the questions. So one thing, everybody, whosoever has been asking for the authenticity, that's what Deepti is saying.
Mhm.
Deepti के हिसाब से आप लोग इसके बारे में directly ICG, उनका Twitter handle भी है, उनका email ID भी है on the document. Please go ahead and connect with them, and you can ask them directly for the authenticity of the documentation, because end of the day Deepti is putting up documents which she is receiving from the agencies. She's not creating those
Yeah,
documents on her own. So if they are fake,
yeah.
then
One
everybody
more thing.
needs to understand. If you create
One more.
a Yeah, go ahead.
One more. Yeah. I mean, they can check it on the ICJ website, but for that, my presentation has to happen. Okay, which is being, I mean, again, interference is happening. And here, as per my inner sources, interference has happened from the base of constitution, from UK, from the Queen.
Wow.
That,
Okay.
that's why it is being dragged. Okay, that's why it's being dragged. So my presentation hasn't happened. It was supposed to happen last Tuesday.
Okay.
Again, and you won't believe that the judge, Peter Thompson, he got transferred on a Sunday because he turned 63.
Sorry, your
And
voice
all
was
of a
cutting. Sorry, your voice was cutting. What about the judge?
the judge, Peter Thompson
Uh-huh.
of House of Commons, okay, uh, he got transferred on a Sunday, citing that he turned 63.
Okay.
Okay. And suddenly a new law had come into place from the UK that if anyone turns the age, I mean, they have to be transferred immediately,
Okay.
moved out immediately. So such interference happening in ICJ as well. Okay. So tomorrow also, I mean, a few days later, sometime soon, my presentation will happen. And after that, people can check the status on the ICJ website as well. It will be updated.
So there are
Okay.
people,
Till then,
there are questions, there are people asking questions. What sort of interference from the UK? Can you elaborate?
I can't elaborate that because I got to know from my inner sources that, yeah, I mean, citing political chaos in the country.
Okay.
Um, I mean, they have been asked to slow down the proceedings. I mean, to
Got
go
it.
slow.
Got it. Got it.
Uh,
Okay.
so, as I was telling you, the ICJ had sent its team. I mean, वो ऐसे ही थोड़ी ना एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे केस को. हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट्स प्रेजेंट कर लिया और वो लोग एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे केस को. ऐसा
Right.
होता नहीं है.
Right. 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 Right.
So, because there were recorded evidences of atrocities by the apex court of our country, हमारा सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया हमारे केस के साथ रिकॉर्डेड एविडेंसेस है कि वो मिसहैंडल हुआ है,
अच्छा.
मैनिपुलेट किया है.
Uh-huh.
So that's the reason, that is one of the reasons, because those records were there, and another reason was that the documents which we had submitted, ICJ it did its own investigation. It sent a team to Dubai. It sent it into Mumbai. So I mean, it found that our case was not a dummy, and the documents we presented were not fake.
Okay.
So the reason it, took it into its thing.
Okay,
Now
so
the
let me
presentation has to
let me
happen.
let me summarize. Let me summarize it so that everybody who is watching can understand. So basically, what Deepti is trying to say is, International Court of Justice, they don't accept cases randomly, and if there are evidences created, or if there are evidences added to the case, then they send their team to validate, to ensure that those evidences or the proofs are not fake or made up. So the reason they have accepted the case is basically because they found credibility in the evidences provided by Deepti, and that is why this case has been accepted by the International Court of Justice. Now, yes, there's a lot of interference from different agencies, different people from different countries, and high as I as the most senior kind of people from UK and all, to avoid any kind of chaos, any kind of political chaos, or as well as any kind of personal chaos as well. So what Deepti is trying to say is, सारे के सारे केसेस में जो इस केस के अंदर जो एविडेंसेस और प्रूफ्स हैं, उनको इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस हैज फाउंड देम to be valid, and
Okay.
that's why this case is there. Now the next step is there is a presentation.
Let me remind you here. Okay, let me remind you here that even the retired ACP Ved Bhushanji, okay, if you remember, who had also come up with saying that he had done his investigations, and he found out that it is a murder.
Right.
People remember it. Yeah. So even he told that very high influence has been used, and a lot of high names were involved in that, if you remember.
Right.
So you can go back. Those videos. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So this is not something that I am saying. That what I'm saying is that I have come across the proofs of such interferences.
Right. And all those proofs are definitely, submitted to the International Court of Justice. In addition to that, what she's saying is there's a presentation. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Uske presentation kaun si, kahan par honi hai, kya presentation hai on a high level, if you could tell us?
So video conferencing mein hi hoti hai.
Okay.
So as I shared with you, they have also granted ICJ jurisdiction of my choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So यहाँ पे हमारे कटक High Court में होगा.
Okay.
There is a ICJ desk at, most of the high courts में ICJ desk होता है.
Okay.
So.
Got it.
So they have very big developments have happened actually. When the Home Ministry knows, right? Without the Home Ministry knowing, all these developments can't happen.
Correct.
Because the Supreme Court has to. ICJ is having a hearing, means the Supreme Court is involved.
Right.
It's party to it.
Now.
So everyone knows, but strangely everyone is silent. And you know what? One of the reasons I have shared, right? I have shared some documents which I have shown it to the people. One of the reasons the media council has come saying is that one of our journalists is in pain. They were referring to Arnab Goswami. One of our journalists is in pain. We cannot cover any news right now. But then you are covering other news. Why selective? We counted that thing. It's not as if we stopped covering anything, right?
Right. So एक दो questions और आ रहे हैं दीप्ति, जो मैं I'm gonna pick them. I don't want to answer them on your behalf. I would rather have you answer those questions. The first question जो मैं देख रहा हूँ, I want to know, does Deepti know who killed Sridevi, or is she fighting only for that it is not drowning but a murder?
Yes, Deepti knows. Yes, Deepti knows. My legal help knows.
Okay.
And
Right. So
my
so
legal advice, yeah.
yeah, so what she's
Hmm.
saying is, just to be, clear what she just mentioned again, the reason I didn't want to kind of answer that, even though she responded back to such questions in the last session also, but let her kind of speak on her behalf only. So what she says is, she knows, her legal team knows, and that's why they are fighting. This is not a fight for some kind of injustice to herself. This is a fight for a person who she really respected, who really was an idol. And then she was an idol for a lot of people. We all consider her as a legend. So Sridevi ke liye, she's fighting this battle, and she has some evidences, some proof, some kind of everything that she will be submitting to ICG. uh, Regarding organizer of the killer, Pinnati, can please indicate the initials. So log janna chahte hain, if you can give any kind of initials as well.
No, no. Initials means I didn't
Initials
get you.
initials of the people who are involved.
Oh, initials of the people who are involved.
Yeah,
Involved.
in the
I
murder.
mean, the nexus is too big.
Right.
The nexus is like, I mean, like if I start directly in the murder, who murdered her as in physically?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. This I will say. Mm, Varun Kapur and Manish Malhotra. Okay, that's
Wow.
it. The Let the court decide then. Okay, so I don't want to say anything more on this, but this is what it is. We are not, on a blind this thing, saying that it's a murder, but we don't know who it is. Obviously, we know.
Right, guys. So those are the names instead of the initials. She's given out two names right now. So आप लोग जो questions पूछ रहे हैं, मैं देख रहा हूँ chat में. She is saying Boni Kapoor and Manish Malhotra, and the rest will be revealed as and when the case progresses in the International Court of
But
Justice.
but the thing here is no. But the thing here is they did it and they could get away with it. Why? Because they are enjoying the protection of the law enforcement agencies of the government of our country.
Right. And let
This
me
trend has
let me
this
clarify.
trend has
Let me clarify one more thing.
this
I
trend
think
has been
there are people asking questions. Deepti, let me just answer this question. So people who are saying, why can't we see you? Or so it's not that she's hiding or she's shying away, guys. There are technical issues. She's not able to join on the video. She was here initially, but then her connection dropped. So that's why I have an audio. It's not that she is not coming in front. She has been vocal. If you can go to Twitter, she has posted a lot of documentation already there. She speaks about the case. Yes, she is having some internet issues. That's why you can't see her on the screen. And maybe Deepti, if you can try one more time, if you could try to connect on the link, would love to have you on the screen. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
yeah. So where was I at? I
So
mean,
basically, you were saying, around, how they have. So you named two people, and you're saying they're enjoying it because of the support from the
yeah,
officials.
ob- obviously,
Yeah,
obviously.
right.
See,
And
see, our agencies or any other agency for that matter. Okay, in
mhm,
Dubai even in India, the CBI, the CID, the NIA, the ED, EOW, and they all do good job. They all do their job very honestly.
right,
Okay,
right,
but things never come out because of the political pressure. That things remain hidden. But that doesn't mean that the investigations never happened. Investigations have happened. Documents are there. Proofs are there. But they are buried. They never come out.
right.
I'll just tell you one thing that such a big cover up, a murder, okay,
Mhm,
and many other murders, many like Shushank for that matter,
right,
okay, and a lot of like there are many mysterious deaths, not only in the Bollywood, but we have the CCD owners death, which is mysterious. Everything is brushed up actually. So I mean, it's become a regular feature now, and it should be very worrying for all of us.
right. No, I think
What?
you already mentioned about other, deaths as well, and you've said this is whole like a nexus. Almost the same
Yes,
kind of people are involved in the same kind of,
yes.
they call it suicide, but yes, all these murders, there is a common side of chain of people.
Yes, yes, and there is not one single party, political party, or one single Bollywood gang or something. Not like that. These are diversions only for the public, जनता के लिए. But
Right.
when it matters to, I mean, looting the nation's resources and eating among themselves, and if anyone tries to expose or stand against them, they get murdered. So this thing actually is happening. I mean, this should be very worrying actually.
Right.
ऐसा तो नहीं सकता है. ये बहुत regular feature हो रहा है आजकल.
Right.
And I'm not talking about any particular government. Please do not politicize it at all.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about any political party, any government or anything at all. I'm just saying ये issue है, ऐसे हो रहे हैं.
Right.
And I'm saying it as
I know you've been
Ajit Dovel ji.
you've
See,
yeah,
I've
go
shared.
ahead, please go ahead.
Yeah, I have in my letter that I've shared with the Supreme Court of India.
Uh-huh.
You must have seen the Twitter. Have you seen that?
Right.
Can you share that if you? Yeah. So I have clearly mentioned, and this was in May 2019, and because when I raised, because the responses to this letter was that my case got direct, and ultimately after a year it got dismissed as not meeting peer requirements. When my petition was a criminal petition and not a PI in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So such misappropriations have happened. So that's a thing of the past now. Now the case, a lot of obstacles are coming there as well. So you can imagine how deep this nexus is.
Right. And let me just try to share this Twitter handle. So guys, anybody
Uh,
who wants to get more information around this, I think the best would be to give me 1 second, to follow Deepti on her Twitter handle as well. The reason I'm saying you need to follow her is, there are so many things that she shares on her Twitter page. Few things that she can share easily, few things that she cannot. So which she clearly mentions there. So let me just share her screen. So I don't know if you all can see it. Let me make it small. Okay. So these are some of the updates that she's been sharing since last year, if you can see. And let me just open this. Okay. So she has already been sharing all these emails, if you see, to the highest, even to the president of India. So people who are asking questions around the
yes. Here, Varun, if you have noticed recently, okay.
yeah.
I mean, when I started making things public, suddenly, I mean, an army of planted or whatever it was fear, this came attacking, saying that this was fake. I will take action, legal action. An advocate, my advocate Chandni Shah,
Right.
she came ranting, saying that okay, file, go ahead and file. If this asset, I am sharing this since August. Suddenly, all of you are woke. I'm sharing this since August, tagging all the authorities.
Right. And I'm
Fine.
gonna. That's what I really wanted
That's
to. Even right now, Deepti, when I put up the post, people tagging the same lawyer onto this post, and I was, I invited her as well if she wants to join. I don't see her right now, but if she wants to join, if anybody wants to join, right? I mean, Deepti has been taking up these questions head on. So I hope you all can see the screen now. I'm sharing the screen. So these are
yeah.
questions. These are
Share the
the
screen that
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, please share the mail that had written to the Supreme Court of India, the President of India, and to the army, to the Indian Army, in May 2019. Okay, the action was also taken on it. Okay, so if all this were fake, why was I not arrested then? Why suddenly? I mean, is justice something which happens on Twitter?
Correct.
Is justice something which happens? I have been. I mean, I contacted the authorities much before I started sharing things here.
Right. And as you can
Things
see,
which
this is
happen.
2018, guys. This is 2018 when we lost Sridevi. That's when all this communication has been started. Then you see May 2019 when she started writing to the president of India. So all this is there on her. Her Twitter handle, for people who are asking the questions, is PDRANI15, PD Rani 15, and you can follow her there. Please make sure, you if you have questions, please go ahead and ask her questions. That's the thing. She's not shying away from any kind of questions because she is on the right path, is what she's been fighting for. All these documents have been sent to the president. If you see, who would take the risk of sending anything to the official email ID of the president of our country? Come on. We all need to think. You look at this. She's also sent it to Supreme Court of India. She's also sent it to Indian Army. She sent it to President of India. She's also this is what, NALSA DLA. What is this ID again?
That is, I forgot again. A reply also came back from there that it doesn't meet our requirement. But then, based on this email only, my my grievance got filed.
Got it.
I've shared the screenshots of those as well.
Right.
But then, I have also shared the screenshots on what grounds they were dismissed last year. So
Right.
everything is there. If you follow my Twitter handle, I have been sharing the updates. It's not because I am looking for some. I want to bring attention to कि क्या हो रहा है, मतलब what is happening. This is, I mean, no media is covering it. So media will never cover it.
हाँ, एक ये भी बहुत क्वेश्चन आता है दीप्ति. आई थिंक इट वुड हेल्प टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन कि ये मीडिया कवर क्यों नहीं कर रहा? क्या हो रहा है कि दैट यू आर कॉन्स्टेंटली फाइटिंग दिस बैटल ऑन योर ओन, बट नोबडी इज गिविंग यू सपोर्ट. व्हाई?
Because they have gag orders not to cover it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is something only they can answer, right?
Right.
This is something only they can answer.
Right.
See, anyone who wants to, I mean, get the ICJ documents or something, they just have to write to the ICJ. I mean, and mentioning their intent as to what do they want to do with this thing. Right now, if you contact ICJ over phone, they will say that this is under discussion, and that's it. They will hang up.
Right. And
so till
एक और क्वेश्चन जो आ रहा है, there were also questions asked around that the documented for records, जो एक डॉक्यूमेंट दुबई से आपको UAE से मिला था from the Ministry of Health and Prevention. There were obviously questions. I know you've already answered this question last time also, but I really want to kind of have the same question asked this time around. लोग कह रहे हैं कि वो भी दुबई का या UAE का वो डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है.
नहीं है तो एक्शन लाना चाहिए. उनको भी टैग करके मैंने लिखा है. नहीं है बोलने से क्या फायदा है? अगर if नहीं है, see, if नहीं है and I am forging the documents of government of a nation, of two nations,
right,
और ट्विटर में आ रहा है रेस्पॉन्स नहीं है बोल के, come on, it should be say offense, right? Come on, take some action on me.
Correct. I think that's what that's
yeah,
what
surely it's a crime, right? Surely it's a crime to post. यहाँ पे I'm openly sharing them since the past 4 or 5 months, tagging all the authorities.
Correct.
It's there on it for everyone to see. Right. And all the action that is happening is that coming on Twitter and threatening of action.
Yeah.
Now when the case has been brought to the notice of ICJ to prolong the case, on a Sunday the judge gets transferred in ICJ because it turns 63. Right. Okay, fine. We are making progress. We are making progress slowly and steadily. But the sad part is that it is not getting any sort of coverage.
Got it. And log मैं देख रहा हूँ, they're putting comments that you should get in touch with certain media houses like Pradeep Bhandari and
They all know. It's not that they don't know, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, right. I have tagged them.
Right. But there is no response and they're not.
No, there's no response. See, is it something that I have to go and request them to cover?
Correct, correct.
Is it my personal case?
Right, right.
I mean, am I going to gain something personally out of it? Come on, something is happening. It is regarding such a big personality, and it is reflecting what is wrong with the system right now,
Correct, correct.
and you are not covering it.
Yeah, that's very strange, right? I mean, that's what is very surprising that Sridevi ji, she is still a legend. I mean, everybody, really adores, and somehow media houses not coming out, not showing any kind of support. Everybody is really confused and really surprised. तो दीप्ति एक और क्वेश्चन जो बहुत बार आ चुका है और मैं I'm gonna pick it up as well. And I don't think you will be able to answer that question, but what about Sri Devi's daughters? I mean, unko obviously they lost a mom, right? More than a star, they lost a mom. वो इतना चुप क्यों है?
That is something only they can answer.
Right. But I'm pretty sure they're also like now इतना बड़ा ये नेक्सस है उसके अंदर इन लोगों का भी कुछ ना कुछ they must have been told not to act, react and say something, right? I mean, it's all part of the whole huge nexus.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So halaki, we really wanted to keep it short and sweet. We are gonna open the line for few more minutes because she's not here on the stream. You can definitely ask your questions and we can definitely take your questions. We really want to make it very time bound. So here is the link for the StreamYard. But before I do that, anything else around the case, Deepti, that you want to share, and anything that you want to tell people कि क्या हो रहा है, क्या होगा अगले कुछ महीनों में, and where do you see this case going from here?
See, I mean, it's not that it's not at all moving ahead. It's moving ahead. Counters are coming. Delays हो रहे हैं, but then obviously at one point of time they will exhaust all the ways to counter, right?
Right.
So, I mean, all sorts of legal ways. I mean, they have excellent lawyers at their disposal. They have them, and they have उनके पास resources की कमी नहीं है.
Correct.
मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है, मेरे पास अच्छी है.
I know. ये भी एक question आ रहा है. There are two more questions that have come up. One question is, why are you doing what you're doing? What is the motivation?
Motivation is that, I mean, before, death of Sridevi happened, I used to think that as मतलब जैसे लोग सोचते हैं गवर्नमेंट है तो देश के अच्छे के लिए सोचते हैं and the main priority is the welfare of the nation and this and that होते हैं बीच बीच में थोड़े थोड़े कहते हैं and all, but fine, but ultimately, but I mean, when this thing, I mean, when this thing happened, and I had to find the reason because for my own personal satisfaction, I had to find the truth, and I got in the thing. The way it developed, मतलब हम लोग कांटेक्ट किए जिन जिन अथॉरिटीज से, उसके बाद जैसे केस खुला, जैसे गेम्स प्ले हुए, अगर मुझे अपने केस के बारे में बोलना हो, जो मतलब कहाँ पे हमारे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जो हुआ है, then it will take some time. You want to know what happened?
Sure.
ठीक है. So, I mean, as I told you that when she died, we sent मैंने अपना private investigation किया with the help of some friends and defense intelligence and I did a private security agency, right?
Right.
SQ yeah. So, उन proofs के साथ हम लोग we tried to bring this matter to the notice of President of India, okay, and we were even issued a letter from President's office,
okay,
for a meeting. उसके बारे में मीटिंग के लिए हमको एक लेटर भी मिला था. On the meeting was on 12th of September 2018. However, the meeting was cancelled without any valid reason. So उसके बाद we decided to file a case in the Supreme Court of India, okay, demanding re-investigation into the death. और क्योंकि डिफेंस इंटेलिजेंस के फ्रेंड्स इन्वॉल्व थे इस इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, हमारे नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइजर अजित डोभाल, उनको बताया क्या था, उनको हम लोग ये प्रूफ लेके उनको दिखाए थे, तो उन्होंने अपना पर्सनल लॉयर ऑफर किया, श्याम जिंदल, who presented my case in the Supreme Court of India. Okay. So based on the, proofs we submitted. And let me tell you, no criminal petition gets accepted in Supreme Court without any substantive evidence. ऐसे ही accept नहीं हो जाता है.
Right.
Okay. So फिर पहला hearing मिला हमको 26th of November 2018 में. But I couldn't attend it because the date was issued without notice, and I was told that Jindal will take care of it. And then the next date was given 13th of December 2018. Christmas vacations got preponed. And then 7 Jan 2019. Miscommunication with lawyer. He couldn't reach me. Then 18 Jan 2019. It got postponed. Why? Because Arushi murder case got preponed on that date. Next was 14th Feb 2019. It got cancelled because of Pulwama morning. Next 16th March 2019. It got postponed due to sudden declaration of documentation day. So that's when, we were so frustrated with all this, no hearings. We filed a open declaration. We asked for SIT protocol.
Okay.
We filed it in the Supreme Court of India. And a SIT committee was formed. The SIT committee was formed under Advocate General Shankar Reddy. Okay, so and it was, I shouldn't be taking names anyway. And then from 18th to 21st March, SIT preparation happened, SIT procedures happened under the supervision of then Chief of Army Staff General Bipin Singh Rawat. And on May 10th, the day I was supposed to have my hearing with the SIT, the date got cancelled due to miscommunication and non-attendance. That was when I wrote this email. If you can check the mail, date on the mail that I shared on the Twitter. That was when I wrote a mail to the Supreme Court of India and President of India.
Okay.
So as a result of which, the case started showing as direct.
Okay. And I think that's...
And then I want everyone to know what happened. Okay. And then after that, on May 16th, the SIT officer, one of the SIT officers, Captain Sartaj Ahmad Hussain, he went missing. No one, this sort of news cover comes out. You will feel as if I am telling a story, but let me tell you. On May 26th, Madam, the Major Kirti Prakash Reddy, who was the head of the SIT, she fell ill. And all this ultimately led to the SIT committee getting dissolved.
Wow.
And then on 2nd June, we filed for an open court date clause. And on 2nd June, when we got the date, the lawyer, apparently, S.S. Jindal's son got kidnapped. In view of all this missing of hearing, we filed a declaration demanding intent of closure and opening. I wanted to get a second opinion. So I approached another advocate, Akash Kiran. तो वहां पे पता चला कि ये केस सीजेडी में जा चुका है, कोर्ट रजिस्टर है, और तभी पता चला कि कोर्ट रजिस्टर में दिखा रहा है कि 8 नोटिसेस वाज सेंट टू मी, बट वहां पे जो डेस्टिनेशन फील्ड है वो खाली है, none of them ever reached me. फिर उसके बाद through this other advocate Akash Kiran, I filed many wakalat, appeals, and suddenly one day advocate Akash Kiran, he also stopped responding. So that was when I gave a declaration of Article 32 to represent the case as defense counsel myself, and I appointed Dr. Ajay Singh Talwar as my legal help.
Okay. Wow.
So Dr. Ajay Singh Talwar is the one, but now the present ULM company, new LM committee that has been formed after dissolving the previous one, he is in that ULM committee, Dr. Ajay Talwar. Okay. So here I appointed him as my legal help. And the next date we got 20th July, Sheila Dixit ji passed away. Next 6th August, Sushma Swaraj passed away. Next 29th August, Arun Jaitley ji passed away. Then 9th or 10th September, I think, I don't know. Ganesh Chaturthi was extended. There were no dates in October. 17 November, Rafale hearing. Date got shifted due to Rafale hearing. 9 December, we missed the date because लीगल हेल्प डॉक्टर राजेश तलवार के फैमिली पे अटैक हुआ था.
Okay.
अटैक हुआ था घर पे.
Wow.
Okay. So 4th Jan जो हम लोग स्टैंड इन अटॉर्नीज आई हैड I mean appointed like one वीरभद्र सिंह and all, they also played false. okay, इतना डिटेल में जाएंगे तो आप लोग समझेंगे नहीं. फिर उसके बाद then later I had interaction with our union law minister Dr. Ravi Shankar Prasad regarding this case. Okay. So with his help I attempted to transfer the case to my home jurisdiction, that is the Odisha. I mean he only filed that as well.
Okay.
So and even as per the decision in the court, even decided to transfer the case. I think I shared that also. That auto copy also I shared on Twitter, wherein the case the case was transferred to Odisha jurisdiction. Okay, this auto copy also I had shared on Twitter, and then I also had an incognito discussion with our Highness, His Excellency the President of India, on the same secure platform as well. So wherein I was asked for a letter detailing the case proceedings from the start. So I submitted the letter to the President on 26th of February 2020 through the mail ID of Abhi K, CDS, Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Singh Rawat.
Okay.
In between all this year, 28th or 29th, I don't remember. I mean, जो documentation officer थे वहाँ के श्याम सुंदर दयाल, he exposed documentation breach. GOCP होता है. GOCP means there are set of documents we submit as a DOCP which can only be opened by the Chief Justice during the time of hearing.
Okay.
उससे पहले उसके अंदर क्या है वो देखते हैं. उसके ऊपर there is a seal. I mean. There is a seal. I mean, कैसा seal होता है? That can only be opened during the time. इस भी stamp नहीं हो सकता है. तो वो document breach भी कोशिश हुआ था जो expose किया गया. And then 3rd March वहाँ से objection आया. How can on what basis the case can be transferred to Odisha jurisdiction and all. तो उसके बाद दिल्ली lockdown हुआ CA protest के वजह से. फिर I ultimately couldn't get a chance to respond to their objection to transfer my case. Then उसके बाद जो है उन्नाव रेप केस, आरुषि मर्डर केस, वो सब केस आए मेरी डेट पे. And फिर नेशन वाइड लॉकडाउन तो अनाउंस हुआ 24 मार्च को. So उसके बाद in August we came to know that it was Union Law Minister of our country, Dr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, who had raised an injunction blocking hearing of my case. So that was a shock for me. So, and though the court gave him the time he asked for, no valid reason was given for this interference. So, with hearing nowhere in sight, even after having approached the highest office for justice,
right.
That's why I decided to approach the International Court of Justice. And as I told the International Court of Justice, what is the status of that?
Right. So for people, one question that was sent to me yesterday. Let me just put that. So, what is the process at International Court of Justice? कि यहाँ पर जैसे हम इंडिया के सिस्टम के लिए थोड़ा we know it can take years and years and years, and that's how it is. But what about the International Court of Justice?
See, that question can be answered by my solicitor. Okay. This was my presentation by my solicitor. I mean, you can find his name in one of the documents as well, Dr. Varun Kapur. In fact, he is one of the youngest solicitors to fight a case in ICJ.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So he can answer that question better. If you want, we can get him online.
Sure, sure. Yeah, we can definitely have a session around that because I think बहुत सारे लोगों को ये एक क्वेश्चन जरूर था और कल मैं देख भी रहा था, people putting up कि अगर अब ये इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस पे आ गया है, they were trying to relate it to Sushant, that why and how we can help that case also and take it up.
यस, उसके बारे में बोलूंगी।
हाँ जी।
उसके लिए ना आपको ना अपने जो कंट्री है उसके उसके कोर्ट में, हाईएस्ट कोर्ट में आपको यू हैव टू अप्रोच, एंड इफ यू आर, आई मीन, after having tried all legal measures, if you still are not getting the justice, that is when it will be considered by ICJ. You can't directly jump, मतलब if you have not, आपका आपने केस ठीक से किया ही नहीं है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, तो आप डायरेक्टली आप वहां नहीं कर सकते। यहाँ पे एक्चुअली केस का क्या हो रहा है सुशांत सिंह राजपूत का, किसी को है आइडिया? Does anyone know?
No, यहाँ पर obviously there are no proofs, right? I mean, there are people who are speculating, who are looking at some of the evidences from the videos and the pictures that have been floating around. So uske basis pe, they have created some kind of some proofs. I don't know if that is applicable and if ICJ takes such kind of evidences, or do they need actual evidences?
पहले तो आपको यहाँ पे पहले जो है कोर्ट्स, हाई कोर्ट या सुप्रीम कोर्ट, पहले यू हैव टू आप उनका दरवाजा खटखटाइए।
ओके।
जितना आपको यू कैन डू, you try it out here to your best.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen still, see, we have documented evidences of interference, right?
Right.
We have, and I mean, bench भी बिठाया गया, उनको बुलाया भी गया to give the response for the reason for this interference.
Right.
Why?
Right.
So once or twice non-appearance, so they didn't care to appear, and then when ultimatum was given, even I shared those court notices as well on my handle. Ultimatum was given. They did come up with something which had no relation to, or which had no, I mean, there was no real reason for, except for any personal reason.
Got it.
So that's what it is. So
okay. Since we are almost at the top of the hour, I'm going to take few people, but guys, unfortunately, again, like I said, I won't be able to take, because this is one session where I really want to make sure the right people ask questions. So if you don't have the camera on, I will not be able to take you, unless if I have known you or I've seen you in the past. But at this point of time, I'm just going to take you, Varun, and Shruti, Kapil, and others, please, turn on your camera if you want to be. So yeah, Varun, please go ahead. What is your question?
Yeah. First of all, ma'am, if you are on the live stream, I would like to. I mean, I would have bowed my head down in front of you. The courage that you have shown in taking up this is, I mean, it's at least एक उम्मीद जागता है कि आप जैसे लोग भी हैं और there's some hope for the revival of the system in this country. But anyway, coming to the question, I don't know, you might have answered this, but what was the motive? I have just two questions. First is, what was the motive, and who was it? Politically motivated, personally motivated, money, etc. And second question, the more important question is, what is being done about your security? Is the government providing anything?
My security? No. It's okay. I'm taking care of my security. But the thing is that you asked a question before that.
Yeah, the motive.
Motive behind.
I want a political syndicate. I will tell you, if I have to go deep into it, there is no single party or something. There is no single political party or anything like that. Okay, just a second, please. There is no single political party or something. It's a Nexus, actually. I mean, the Nexus 8 it has its hand in all anti-national activities like drugs and your arms and your money laundering, your betting, sports betting, and human trafficking, organ trafficking, child trafficking. And these are the ones actually they control the governments in all around. Okay. I mean, they are the ones who incite riots if some government is working against their interests. This is not all some conspiracy theory or something. It is there actually. Okay. So I mean the nexus is pretty deep. See, let us all be clear of one thing. I have been sharing all these documents openly on Twitter, tagging the Supreme Court of India, tagging the President, tagging the Prime Minister, tagging the Home Minister, tagging the Defense Minister. I have even shared a letter from Defense Minister tagging him hundreds of times. Do you think that if these are fake, it is so easy?
Yeah.
Just 4 months and I'm still roaming free. This answers your question.
Correct.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
if I mean, kindly ask questions to the people. I mean, sir, please confirm if this is true or not. If this is not true, then why don't you take action against her?
Yeah. I think that is one question which everybody has in his or her mind, and कई बार हमने इसके बारे में बोला है. Very simply, we've said this कि, or at least you have said this openly, कि अगर these are fake, why has no action been taken? Why
Yes, I'm saying.
legally,
Yes.
you cannot do something like this. You really cannot. Simple as that.
So, I'm announcing this. You say you are ex-sergeant, respected N.K. Suji. He himself appreciated, right, that I did a great job.
Correct.
I mean, so you mean to say वो एवे ही बोल दिया है?
हाँ.
बस मैं बोल रही हूँ बोल के मेरी बात सुन के बोल दिया है वो.
Correct.
Come on, there are things. I mean, if you still choose to ignore, then no problem. Wait for some time. Wait for some time. We are trying hard. ऊपर नीचे गिर के आगे पीछे पड़ के हम लोग बहुत कोशिश कर रहे हैं चीज को बाहर लाने के लिए. But I will tell you one thing. 80% of the media is controlled by Ambani, CNN network, News 18. I think people are. I don't know if people are aware of it or not. Are you aware of it, Varun?
Sorry, say that again.
80% of the media in India is controlled by Ambani.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So you're aware of it. And the mortal remains of Sridevi was brought in the chartered plane of Ambani ji. Right?
Right.
The marriage there was of Ambani ji and their family. Right?
Right.
Nexus Ambani ji owned India Today and some other indirectly controlled tabloid fact checker or something which has declared the document of records to be fake. But still has no answer if that is fake, and if I'm still circulating it openly, why is nothing being done about it?
I know. नहीं, ये जो आपने मीडिया का बात किया, राइट? आई मीन अगेन अंबानी तो चलो जो है, आई थिंक नॉट ओनली the social aspect of it, even like internet, right? All the traffic going in and out, what kind of, अगर मैं थोड़ा technically भी बात करें इसके अंदर, everything is being monitored and it's so controlled by a single this organization जिसके पास सारा का सारा data है. So anything and everything happens around anybody. I think इन सबके पास सारी information होती है, and this is such a strong nexus.
This is not something which is happening now. It's been there.
Yeah.
आगे से आपको लगता है एक पार्लियामेंट अटैक, एक मुंबई का अटैक, या फिर विदाउट द मैं ब्लाइंडली आई एम नॉट सेइंग, बिकॉज इस केस when I was investigation, as I said, that my friends, they are in the defensive business, they come across many documents.
Right.
As I said, the investigation agents have done their work perfectly, but they never came out because of the political pressure. As I'm saying, the documents are there. सब है, मतलब it's like you save my bike, I will save your back, kind of thing. And it's something which actually we have to be worried about. Are we okay with it? Are we okay with it?
Absolutely. This is a big question, right? I mean, अभी सुशांत के केस में भी यही चल रहा है, right? कि it's just not about Sushant, right? It's Sushant से related. There have been 14 to 15 or maybe more, many more deaths that have happened. उससे पहले इतनी सारी.
These are the ones that you only know.
That's what I'm saying, right? हाँ, जो लोग हमें पता लगी हैं.
नहीं, मेरे 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 खुद के जो हमारा जो केस है वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन ये उसमें आई हैव लॉस्ट सम पीपल.
Wow.
आई मीन हाँ, देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स दैट यू डोंट नो. जो
Yeah.
आप जानते हो बस आप वही हैं, बट दैट डजंट मीन दैट सच वही है जितना आप जानते हो.
Yeah.
इट्स टू डे.
So hats
So
off to you, Deepti. I don't know how and what is kind of keeping you safe and what is keeping you motivated. Because putting yourself at risk. I'll tell you from a personal experience. I have been kind of and you are aware. Quite a few people are aware. I've been threatened as well. I've been threatened both on live stream as well as I've been threatened offline as well. And I had to take couple of steps back, for the same reason. But I have huge respect for people like you who have really taken such big steps, and these are huge steps actually. To fight for someone who's not even family. To be very fair, हम लोग यहाँ पर बैठ के हम we call ourselves.
Varun, it started with a fight for someone whom I admired as an actress and as a personality, but it ended up being a fight for me and for the future generations, for my son, for everyone. A fight for a fair future, a fair India. I mean, this can't. I
Yep,
mean,
yep. I know. I remember you mentioned that last time as well. And when NK Sood also mentioned, right? I mean that he has looked at what you've or reviewed your details, and he was so appreciative of what you've done. Not everyone has the same courage. Not everyone wants to do the same thing. So I really am. I'm really appreciative of that. Or आप लगे रहें. We have couple of more people. I really want to keep it short this session. So, Varun, any other question you have?
Just one question. I mean, it could be a little gory question, but I just wanted to know was how was the execution done? Like, was it? I mean, you might have answered this too, but I mean, was it due to poisoning or was it strangulation or do we have
okay,
any
I will tell you
information on
exactly what happened. Uh, as I told, 1:30 hours prior to the death, death didn't happen on 24th. It happened on 23rd February 6:30 p.m. Dubai local time. Okay, and she was injected with the hemotoxin. I mean that 1:30 hours prior to that. That means she was injected in Mumbai, and she was supposed to. I mean, the effect of the poison or the toxin is that it does organ failure from inside. Okay, so with gradual organ failure, the cardiac arrest happens in the person. So she was supposed to drop down dead, dancing at the wedding. I think that's what was the plan, but that didn't happen, and she outlived that. So after that, what happened? She had to be transferred to some other hotel, Jumeirah, that Emirates, which is owned by Dawood's brother. Suddenly, wedding हो गया, कोई कारण नहीं है और वहाँ पे रहने का. She was supposed to die there in the wedding, dance करते करते गिना था. नहीं हुआ. She is fit. So next day they changed the hotel some 150 kilometers away from the wedding venue to Jumeirah Emirates, which is Dawood's brother's hotel. And वहाँ पे I don't know if I should be sharing this or something. Yeah, हाथापाई हुई थी, and on 22nd of Feb, 22nd of Feb in the morning, she was hit on the head with a vase, and she was strangulated, and तिलक से suffocate हुआ था because they wanted to trigger, accelerate करना चाहते थे toxin के reactions को. So. And then she was left there half dead. पुलिस सर चले गए इंडिया अपना इवेंट अटेंड करने के लिए लखनऊ अमर सिंह के साथ पहले से प्लान. She was not seen outside her room for 48 hours. No phone to room service, nothing. And 23rd February 6:30 p.m. Dubai time is what the medical reports say that she died. So that's what has happened. So
Yeah. You're mute.
Shocking.
Yeah, Varun. Okay. I know the last time she told the whole story. I think if you haven't watched it, go and watch on the previous YouTube live. वहाँ पर इन्होंने बताया था, बहुत डिटेल में बताया था कि एक एक एक्शन जो हुआ, जिस तरह से उन्होंने सोचा था कि इस तरह से श्रीदेवी की डेथ होगी, और इट वुड अपीयर एज इफ डांस करते करते शी विल फॉल डाउन. अनफॉर्चुनेटली दैट डिडंट हैपन, एंड देन कैसे सब कुछ अनफोल्ड हुआ. आई थिंक द लास्ट सेशन आई एम गोना actually, it's pending on me. I'm gonna take that kind of thing out. I think there is also a video out already. एक छोटा सा मैंने उसमें snippet बनाया भी था जिसके अंदर ये explain हुआ है. So please go and listen. And this is really heartbreaking, for.
एक मिनट. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं बस इन लोगों से एक बात पूछती हूँ. ठीक है, आप अथॉरिटीज को पूछो. ठीक है, ये क्या she is saying so many things and so many words. What is it? Why is it? Wait for the answer. If silence comes, आप लोग समझ जाएंगे. और यही क्वेश्चन ट्विटर में मीडिया वालों को टैग करते हुए पूछने को बोले. If she is fake or something, call her on your show and expose her. Fair enough, right?
Right. Yeah, I think
silence is not the answer. Silence is not the answer. टैग करो, मीडिया वालों को टैग करो, अथॉरिटीज को टैग करो, जिनको मैंने नाम लिया है, जिनको मैं मेंशन कर रही हूँ कि डॉक्यूमेंट दे, कम ऑन, टैग देम एंड आस्क उनको force them. I mean, they can't stay silent. If I am fake, action should be taken against me.
Right.
If action is not being taken against me, if you are staying silent, matlab all this is true. And if all this is true, and if you people are okay with it, I don't have anything further to say.
Yeah.
I rest my case, my lord.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna take some more. Suhas, I see you for the very first time. कहाँ से हैं और क्या question है आपका?
So I am from India, Bhopal. You must be aware.
हाँ जी.
मध्य प्रदेश.
अच्छा.
So इसमें मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि जैसे सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी ने भी पहले कहा था कि जो इसमें जो अंडरवर्ल्ड का काफी बड़ा रोल है श्रीदेवी के इसमें, और एंड सेकेंडली जो इनका जो इंश्योरेंस कुछ किया गया था, तो इंश्योरेंस में कुछ ऐसा कुछ शर्त थी कि बाहर डेथ होगी तो कुछ पैसा मिलेगा. सो दैट माइट बी मतलब जो सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी साहब ने कहा था. दूसरा साहब एनके सूद का भी एक हमने देखा था इंटरव्यू, तो उसमें भी उन्होंने सिमिलर कहा था कि ये इसमें अंडरवर्ल्ड का मिली भगत है इनके, मतलब जो मिस्टीरियस डेथ हुई है. तो ये दो चीजें तो बिल्कुल
नहीं, मैं आपको मुझे आई गॉट योर क्वेश्चन. मैं बताती हूँ. ठीक है, एज आई टोल्ड यू, नेक्सस है पॉलिटिशियंस, डिप्लोमेट्स, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स. ठीक है, आपका जो स्मगलर्स, आपके ड्रग डीलर्स, आपके टेररिस्ट, आपके अंडरवर्ल्ड. आई मीन यू नो व्हाट. सो दाऊद इब्राहिम इज ए फेस. क्राइम्स का एक फेस होना चाहिए जो कभी पकड़ा नहीं जाता है. ठीक है, so there are many such faces. Okay, but let us not be so naive. इतने भी भोले ना बने कि बिना गवर्नमेंट के मंजूरी के या कोऑपरेशन के no attack or no sort of scam can happen in the country. Let us be very clear of that. Irrespective of what they say or anything, proofs are there. The agencies have done their job. It is not being let out in the media. I'm not just talking about Sridevi murder case. मैं सबकी बात कर रहा हूँ. आपका नीरव मोदी स्कैम हो, मेहुल चोकसी का जो भी हो, या विजय माल्या का जो भी हो है.
अभी आज आपको एक न्यूज मिली होगी, अर्जुन रामपाल जो है वो इंडिया से भाग गया है. सो
अभी भागे नहीं है. ये पता नहीं ये फेक न्यूज है कि सही न्यूज है, बट अर्जुन रामपाल ने रिस्पॉन्ड भी किया है उसके ऊपर कि मैं भागा नहीं हूँ, मैं यही हूँ और मैं प्रमोट कर रहा हूँ मूवी. तो वो लोकल है, बट कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है कि अगर भाग जाए, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है.
अगर मेरा कहना है, अगर इनके ऊपर 2-3 इंक्वायरी चल रही है तो इनका पासपोर्ट क्यों नहीं जब्त कर लेते? Why these people all...
सुनिए, वेट, एक बार सुनिए. ठीक है, मेरे केस में मेरे केस में मुझ पे इतना सर्वेलेंस हुआ है कि मैं कब टिकट बुक कर रही हूँ, कब कहाँ जा रही हूँ, दिल्ली के लिए कब निकलना है, कब क्या बुक कर रही हूँ, वो सब किया जाता है। तो ऐसे ही कैसे मतलब इतना बड़ा स्कैम करके एक ये लोग भाग जा रहे हैं। प्लीज, दिस इज अ पॉइंट टू थिंक। इतना वीक नहीं है हमारा सर्वेलेंस सिस्टम। टेक्निकली वी आर वन ऑफ द बेस्ट। हमारे जो एजेंसीज है ना, दे आर वन ऑफ द बेस्ट। इतने कमजोर नहीं है कि हाँ, इतने कमजोर नहीं है या इतने वीक नहीं है। दे आर वन ऑफ द सुपर। हमारे जो इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज हैं, बट political pressure is what has kept the things from coming out. And if we are okay with this, God save, God save our country. ऐसे ही जैसे अभी सुशांत के साथ हुआ, धीरे 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 हमारे घरों में आएगा। Because justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Injustice anywhere. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Yeah, I think I agree. You know, it's a you know, कहते हैं ना, मिली भगत होती है इस चीज में। ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई एक इन्वॉल्व है। दिस इज ऑल ब्रदर्स इन आर्म्स, या जैसे भी इनको कहें, सब मिलके करते हैं। किसी का बड़ा रोल है, किसी का छोटा रोल है, बट एक दूसरे को बचाने में लगे रहते हैं, एक दूसरे को फंसाने में लगे रहते हैं। बट ये एक ऐसा नेक्सस है जिसका कुछ नहीं अभी हो सकता। बट what was Manish Malhotra's role in the murder? Role, I don't know if you want to define further, but अभी दीप्ति ने जैसे बोला, दो नाम लिए थे, एक मनीष मल्होत्रा एंड द सेकंड नेम शी टुक वाज ऑफ बोनी कपूर। इन दो का नाम लिया है। डू यू वांट टू इलैबोरेट? आप इसके बारे में कुछ कहना चाहती हैं मनीष मल्होत्रा के बारे में, दीप्ति?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं। तो बता पीपल हु लेफ्ट हर हाफ डेड।
या सबसे हैरानी की बात ये लगती है कि आज की डेट में मैं देखता हूँ कभी कभी श्रीदेवी की दोनों बेटियों को उनकी कपड़ों के लिए या उनके ड्रेसअप के लिए या इन चीज़ों के लिए अभी भी मनीष मल्होत्रा से ही वो करते हैं। सो आई एम रियली सरप्राइज्ड कि सब कुछ पता होते या जानते हुए भी आज की डेट में ये सब कुछ इनकी आंखों के साथ।
वो एलिबी जो प्लान किए हैं ना कि जानवी प्लेस्ड अ कॉल टू हर मॉम एंड शी स्पोक blah blah blah. That was planted in the media. Okay, they are saying she lost her mobile few days before the wedding. She spoke on the landline. So that's not true. That was what they have circulated in the media. So this is
so एक और चीज यहाँ पर ऑब्वियसली कुछ लोग बात कर रहे हैं बाथ टब की। आई थिंक दीप्ति ने भी इसको क्लैरिफाई किया था, और एनके सूद ने भी अपनी इन्वेस्टिगेशन के थ्रू या जो रिसर्च की थी, एनालिसिस, उसके बेसिस पे कि एक 2 से 3 फीट के बाथ टब के अंदर, yes, if you fall and you hit your head and there's a hemorrhage, then it's a totally different story. या लोग जैसे मूवीज में दिखाते हैं, लोग अपनी नस काट लेते हैं और वहां पर वो सब पिक्चर का ही सीन लगता है, बट एक्चुअल में डाइंग इन अ बाथ टब।
One second. You're dying but ठीक है, stupid theory भी मान लेते हैं कि she lost consciousness and she slipped. Okay, let us say, okay, mouth open करके she slipped inside and the water didn't enter her body. मतलब कैसे? How is that possible? किसी भी एंगल से mouth open itself किसी के मन में डाउट नहीं देना चाहिए कि इस इज मर्डर। Ask any professional, ask any forensic professional what I'm saying is right or not.
Correct. Yeah, नहीं, बहुत सारा कवर अप हुआ है, that's for sure. They've just made up the whole story, but I think all thanks to people like Deepti जो इस फाइट में लगे हुए हैं, and I'm very confident. So I'm going to take few more people before we end the session. Naushad ji, आपके लिए कोई question या comment? And welcome back.
Thank you very much. Good evening to the participating members and the special guest.
मुझे आपकी आवाज सुनाई दे
हाँ,
रही है
थोड़ी आवाज नहीं आ रही
मुझे।
नौशेर, आपकी आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रही है. There's a lot of disturbance.
Yeah. So I think there is a background noise of children. That's it.
Yeah, वो I think दीप्ति की तरफ से भी थोड़ी आ रही है, but give me 1 second.
So that is why I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
बराबर है.
Go ahead.
So what I was closely following Sridevi's investigations without investigation actually taking place, knowing that Deepti is doing it. I don't know how many months later you started is the first question to be, requested to know your contribution to this. And I think history speaks for rest of the things. Uh, People make conspiracy theories and other things, but all in all, if you follow the dateline of what Sridevi did in a couple of movies and Sridevi follow-ups with her daughter, she did not want Janvi to act in the movie. In fact, she was very, very observant about Janvi dressing, Janvi doing dance and other things, which Janvi did not like. ये भी एक बड़ा एंगल है जो वो लोग ने छुपाया है. I don't know whether Deepti you are right. Is this statement right or wrong?
I don't know, मुझे क्लियर सुनाई नहीं दिया. आप बोल रहे हैं कि Sridevi was against her joining the Bollywood. Yeah, she didn't want her to join the industry because Sridevi by then had known. She came to know very late about. She knew that such things were there, but she didn't know that her husband was also involved in all this. So she knew it very late.
Everything was planned behind her back.
हाँ, मतलब से 2013 दिसंबर में उनका घर जल गया था मुंबई में और न्यूज रिपोर्ट्स होंगे. ठीक है, तो वो घर का इंश्योरेंस हुआ था, बट वहां पे श्रीदेवी जी का शायद मेरा जो सोर्सेस बोलते हैं उनका दिमाग का इट स्ट्राइक बिकॉज मोनिका पर हैड कम एंड टोल्ड हर दैट ये फ्लोर आग लगने वाला है बोल के. So this is what my research sources say. Okay, so that's when she felt that something was wrong. फिर वो जो 2004 तो वो then it took 2 years and 2016 में demonetization होने के बाद Varun Kapur started pressurizing everyone using all the influence for release of that money. So then उनको further doubt हुआ कि इतना मतलब demonetization के बाद इतना क्या पैसों की क्या जरूरत पड़ गई. So she started doing her own investigations. Okay, and she had approached someone from मेरे जो डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री फ्रेंड्स हैं उनके हिसाब से she approached few authorities also, some officers also. She had collected and everything.
Just off the record, I would like to know what is your role play in the investigation of Sridevi? I mean, are you from the family or are you on your own or your personal interest now?
I didn't get it.
Yeah, so basically, वो पूछ रहे हैं कि आप, in what capacity are you kind of, running this investigation, Naushad, I think she's made it very clear. शुरुआत से ही, the last time also we spoke to her and social media पे भी, she's only fighting it for Sridevi, to get justice for her.
Just like we are fighting for SSR.
Exactly, absolutely. Yes.
So we are on the same page, which means.
Yeah.
We are all on the same page, and I think
I'm fighting. I am fighting it. I'll tell you because being not related to Sridevi in any way or anything. Why I am fighting? Because those people who are related to her are not fighting, are not doing anything. Yeah. That's why I had to step in.
That's a very simple question. A very simple answer. That yes, because
why should I have come to the picture?
Yeah.
No, any citizen, because she is a public figure, or any citizen can, fight to know what happened to the public figure. She's a public.
I will tell you one thing. See, this advocate came off saying, and there were a lot of things to misguide people because media is in their hands, right? Media is in their hands. Yeah. बहुत सारे issues, see, बहुत सारे issues जो है वो they are not being shown as they should be. Narratives change करके दिखाया जा रहा है. So people are not aware of what is true, what is not. कभी-कभी मुझे भी पता नहीं चलता है कौन सा news true है कौन सा नहीं है. So this has been happening, and so if you had observed, if someone is following me on Twitter recently, an advocate with an army. They started they polling. I mean, like there's something random. Just I said simply one thing. Come on, if this is fake, go and file a complaint. You are an advocate, right? Go and file a complaint. Why
But
this?
going from the track of records, I think Salman is the number one behind all the murders involved. Salman is Dawood. Salman
He's saying
Khan is Dawood.
he's trying to मतलब ये सलमान खान का रोल बीच में वो कर रहे हैं he's questioning कि सलमान
I don't don't want to single out anyone or anything. है सभी है मिले जुले हैं मतलब it's there. मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग होता है वो women trafficking होता है. So I mean जो है वो it's no longer about talent or something. मतलब है पैसा है जो हो रहे हैं कुछ talents आ रहे हैं and everything, but yeah, those who have talent and those who have stood against the system, they have unfortunately been bumped off, either by suicide or falling from the balcony or drowning.
The day Asif Basra died in Himachal.
What?
Asif Basra, the co-actor of Sushant Singh Rajput from Kaipoche.
Yep.
He died and he was declared as a suicide, and later on we get to know that his mother.
No. If you follow my Facebook post, okay, I was the first one to question that even before any investigation happened, even just as the police entered the scene, a handful of, like a dozen of tabloids and everything were ready with articles on depression.
Yeah.
Just. It's like brainwashing the people. This is that only. Don't think anything else. But fortunately,
they have a pre-briefing of the news there.
So fortunately, here in Sushant's case, I don't know, some divine power or something, or his soul guiding or anything. Things people actually have come in front of people, and people are not ready to take whatever is thrown at them. I'm happy for that, because in Sridevi case, I was all alone. So, but here,
I think सिर्फ श्रीदेवी नहीं, this has been the case for Jia Khan too. कि वहाँ उस केस में भी लोग आए होते साथ होते so things might have looked a little different.
Yeah, but even Parveen Babi was singled out.
Yeah. Okay.
Divya Bharti was singled out.
Yeah, two more minutes, guys. And sorry, guys, Lakshman, Shruti, and Karan. I won't be able to turn on you guys if you don't turn on the camera. So, if आप camera on करेंगे, तो definitely I'll take you on.
Can I know the last name of Deepti?
The last what?
Deepti's last full name.
So Deepti is on Twitter. Noshir, I have pinged her details, and I'll give you the Twitter ID. वहाँ पर उनका पूरा नाम और details वहाँ पर है, and I will share that with you personally.
No, are you operating as an NGO? Are you operating as an NGO or are you operating on a single citizen?
I don't think she's.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, there is no NGO for Deepti. I don't think NGO hai.
This is not NGO or anything.
Yeah.
I know we are used to find some motives behind something, doing something, but unfortunately this is not the case here. It's simply that I had to find the truth. Too many things have been happening. Too many things. And it's unfortunate. It's really a shame. I feel it's the shame on myself that I couldn't bring the truth about Sridevi in time. Maybe if I had been able to bring it out in time, Sushant would be alive today.
Oh, yes.
Because even for going for 2 years, I didn't have. Now people are relating after seeing in Sushant's case, किस तरह से मतलब blatantly गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज को यूज करके एविडेंसेस को टैम्पर करके नैरेटिव्स बदल के मीडिया में ड्रामा करके मतलब भटकाया जाए क्या है.
Deepti, sorry to interrupt, but don't you think that Sridevi case and Sunanda Pushkar case are correlated?
Serve same nexus. Same
Exactly,
nexus.
that's what I'm trying to say. Sunanda Pushkar was pushed into the well of death by because she was to disclose all the secrets
I'll
of
tell
what
you
is
one thing.
happening.
I will tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. Yes. Okay. I am here discussing with you people only about Sridevi's case. Okay. But I don't want to disturb the status quo or political scenario in the country or anything. I mean वैसे ही बहुत सारे disturbance है country में. I don't want to add to it. But if games are played with my case, I just want to let the authorities know and everyone know who is listening to this. I'm sure they are listening to this. That if they still continue to play games and delay the proceedings and everything, I will be forced to make other proofs public, wherein everything will come out from Sunanda Pushkar's murder case to the Rafale scam to this
Absolutely.
scam.
This is
So
all correlated. All correlated.
everything is correlated. I mean, and let me tell you one thing. Other, if without the protection, without the assurance by the authorities or the law enforcement agencies that nothing will happen to them, they cannot gently go ahead and do this kind of things and keep doing them continuously over the years. एक बार समझ में आता है, but बार बार
Is there any
They are
embassy
repeating.
role, Indian embassy role? Because her body brought, I think, only 2-3 days after her death to India. So वहाँ की embassy का भी कुछ role हो सकता है, Indian embassy.
No, they have a certain deal with the Dubai government that they will not interfere in the police jurisdiction. If the police को अगर पैसा खिला के चुप कर दिया तो क्या कर सकता है? इंडियन एम्बेसी कुछ नहीं कर सकता है.
नहीं, बल्कि गल्फ कंट्रीज में रूल्स बहुत वो रहते हैं, मतलब स्ट्रिंजेंट रहते हैं.
स्ट्रिंजेंट रहते हैं, मतलब स्ट्रिंजेंट रहते हैं तो वहां पे ही दाऊद अपना ऑलमोस्ट घर बनाया कैसा हुआ है, वहां पे ही मोस्ट वांटेड क्रिमिनल्स हमेशा अपना घर बनाया कैसे रहते हैं. स्ट्रिंजेंट है तो किसके लिए है स्ट्रिंजेंट, कैसे है? हाउ इज इट दैट एवरी टाइम क्रिमिनल का नाम दुबई से ही है?
Law is only for common people, it's not for big people. That's for sure.
So yes, and we are talking about a very big case here, a very high profile case here, which has been shut down by governments of two nations. Kindly understand this. Media, everything, it is in control, and I'm just trying to bring things in front of people. I'm sure very soon. I mean, it can't go as soon as action starts happening. You people also can start checking it on the IC website or website instead of me telling you everything. Yes, हम लोग लगे हुए हैं.
The string of events with Amir Khan, Tony Hassan, Shah Rukh Khan, they are all interlinked, one after the other. They are boiling down to Ghazwa.
Yes. Okay. I think it's almost time. Yes, Varun, any last comment, any last
Yeah,
question?
just a last comment, ma'am. Firstly, you don't need to feel ashamed or you don't need to feel guilty about the delay. I mean, in fact, it's we, the people, who need to feel ashamed to who have not given enough support to people like you. So, I just like to ask that what is it that we can do to support you?
Ask questions. Ask questions, Sachin.
Sure.
I can
Sure,
take
ma'am.
I can take I can take
Sure.
care of my protection, okay? But I cannot take care of protection of all people if I involve you in. But what you can do
Yeah.
is that ask questions. Sir, this girl is saying this. Answer. What is it? Why silence is not the answer? Keep asking authorities, media, क्या चल रहा है? क्यों? Why no coverage? If it is fake, why no action?
Yeah.
पूछिए.
Right.
इसका
And
जवाब नहीं.
yeah, end of the day, what she has always been saying is don't stop asking questions, and that's what we are doing now for Sushant. We've started doing it for Jia. We are going to do it for Disha. Anybody and everybody, we have to constantly ask questions. Agar hum questions
They are counting on the fact that पूछेंगे थकेंगे silent.
Yeah,
They are counting on this.
correct. So
लीजिए.
yeah, I think that's a good point that Deepti has been, and I have always been vocal about it. Okay, yes, there'll be questions, there'll be counter questions, there'll be fake narratives. People started last week. Yeah, last week se pehle ki baat hai. I started observing. All of a sudden there was a kind of a hurl of attacks on Deepti. कि सब कुछ फेक है, सारी चीजें गलत हैं, and all I'm saying is I'm not validating or I'm not endorsing her completely, but if she's fake, if she is whatever documentation she is showing is all wrong, then whosoever has the capacity needs to expose it, needs to go to the right people. चाहे वो गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स हों जिनको ये टैग कर रही हैं, there were people who were saying they are not free. Yeah, if they're not free, then somebody who is doing it on their behalf, जो यहाँ पर सोशल मीडिया पे आके इनको टैग करके कह रहे हैं कि you are you're fake or this documentation is fake, then at least instead of writing that on social media, do some homework and tell us. And if she is fake, if the documentations are fake, then we all need to know about them, right? End of the day, किसी को थोड़ी देर के लिए तो कहते हैं ना, एक शायद लगता है कि फेम और पॉपुलैरिटी, यहाँ पर तो दीप्ति इज नॉट इवन ऑन सोशल मीडिया इतना एक्टिव, इतना कोई लाइव शोज नहीं करती. शी इज नॉट अ यूट्यूबर, शी इज नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग दैट इज इन द फोर फ्रंट. तो व्हाट इज शी गेटिंग आउट ऑफ इट? इज शी गेटिंग मनी आउट ऑफ इट? मनी किस चीज के लिए? मुझे भी थोड़ा समझा दो यार. मतलब हर चीज के लिए लोग फिंगर पॉइंट करते हैं. यस, देर आर सर्टन पीपल, देर आर सर्टन थिंग्स who will have an agenda to kind of bring her down. But if she is wrong, I would encourage, and that's what I did with when we were talking about the White Hat Junior case, right? I mean, when we talked about it on this platform, I really wanted people to come. We tagged White Hat Junior team as well to come and speak about it. If Pradeep Punia, who was fighting the case, if he was fake, then the Whitehead Junior team should have come up with all the proofs and said, this guy is a fake. But rather than that, wo case jab hua, case ke andar, there was some updates that came out which were in Pradeep's favor. So that makes us feel that what, this guy jitna marzi iske upar paid PR attack kar raha tha, unka khud ka PR attack kar raha tha, that he's a fake guy. They were not able to justify it.
Well, even this show, I will tell you, already planted होंगे. See, what we are against is a system. What we are against is a system which has resources at its disposal. Media उनका, पैसा उनका, authority उनका. So,
yeah,
I mean, system उनका. So, I am understanding. So, मतलब there is, I mean, already PR attack हुआ है, ठीक है?
Correct.
अभी इस वीडियो के बाद भी होगा. मेरा सिंपली एक ही कहना है, मैं इतना खुले में नाम लेके बोल रहे हूँ, 4-5 महीनों से शेयर कर रही हूँ प्रूफ्स एंड ये. अरे बॉस, एक्शन लो. अगर फेक है तो क्या इतना इजी है क्या? आई मीन फोर्ज करना, इतने गवर्नमेंट के सेंसिटिव डॉक्यूमेंट्स को फोर्ज करके वीडियो में भड़बड़ करके. हाँ, अनदर थिंग, सोनू मतलब सॉरी एनके सूद जी का टेस्टिमोनी, वो फेक है क्या? वो भी फेक है क्या?
And forget the testimony. I really want to comment on that. Deepti अपने लेवल पे जो भी किया है, yes, it is important कि दीप्ति ने अपनी इन्वेस्टिगेशन या जो भी की है, एनके सूद सर ने अपना वीडियो अपनी खुद की इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बेसिस पे बनाया है, खुद उन्होंने इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया, अपने लोगों को वहां भेजा है, उस होटल रूम के अंदर उस बाथ टब के मेजरमेंट्स के लिए भेजा है. तो ही इज इन नो वे रिलेटेड टू दीप्ति, और दीप्ति इज नॉट इन एनी वे रिलेटेड टू एनके सूद. सो टू इंडिपेंडेंट पीपल, एंड और भी लोग हैं जिन्होंने इसके बारे में किया इन्वेस्टिगेशन. सो ऑल ऑफ देम हैव डन देयर ओन इन्वेस्टिगेशन, एंड ऑल ऑफ देम हैव ऑलमोस्ट द सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ आउटकम. तो एक
And let me tell you, Varun, let me tell you.
Sure.
Sunil Singh, the petitioner who filed, the filmmaker, if you remember, Sunil Singh ने petition file किया था श्रीदेवी के लिए.
right.
He was in Dubai at that time, and he came to meet me with his lawyer in Bhubaneswar. I contacted him and I said that I had the proof, and also he came to meet me.
Okay.
He wanted me to hand over the proofs to him, but then I was not sure whom to trust and whom not to. I mean, was he a plan? Because a lot of fake petitions were also done. Fake petitions were also filed in the Supreme Court, to dilute the importance of the case. So, I mean, was he a plant? So, I mean, I just showed him that I had, but ultimately I couldn't trust him enough to hand it over to him. So, this was one incident that happened. And yes, another question I would like to ask people who will come trolling, crying fake, she is a plant, she is this, blah, 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 everything. I will just ask one thing. I wrote a letter to Supreme Court of India, to the President of India, and everything, mentioning all the same things that I am sharing with you now in May 2009. If that was fake, I should have been arrested. How come it got diarized and stuck for 1 year, and then after that, ultimately, whatever it got dismissed as not meeting on PL grounds, in spite of mine being a criminal petition, that is a different thing. Ask questions, analyze. And even after these things, people will come saying blindly, fake. Don't say fake. Go ahead, file complaint, expose me if you believe that I am fake. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I think on that note, I'm going to end up the session. Yes, Naushadji, please, last comment.
Yeah, Deepti, may I ask you one personal question if it is comfortable with you?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to.
He's asking if he can ask a personal question, if you're comfortable.
First, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how do you manage the finance for this case? Are you doing it from your personal pocket, or it's your government is giving you any legal expenditure or whatever?
What is that?
Okay. So he's asking, the question he's asking is, how are you managing the finances for this case? Are you using your own personal finances, or is somebody helping with that?
I have used my own personal finances, and yes, we are trying to generate. Good question you have asked. I had to say something here. I forgot. You know what? My money has also been blocked since 2 years. Incoming transfers to my account has been blocked.
That's what I want to understand.
Wait, I will tell you. Because I filed this case, मेरे ऊपर एक income tax raid हुआ without any reason. Let me tell you. Wait. Okay. Fortunately, I mean, naturally they found nothing. They could उससे कुछ हो नहीं पाया. And then I had a major contract with a contractor in Bangalore, Rajarao Construction. He was booked in a money laundering case before he could do the deal with us. Okay. Under economic officer Singh, he was booked under money laundering case. So Mumbai mein case chala kuch property ko leke, and he had to be brought out of it. And ultimately, after that, when he made the money transfer, that was blocked, saying the servers were down. It stayed in the queue. Reserve Bank of India के साथ ombudsman के पास एक केस किया. Okay. ICICI बैंक मैनेजर, एक्सिस बैंक, यस बैंक, हर बैंक से फंड स्ट्राइक किए मेरे अकाउंट को, मतलब मेरे जो बिजनेस अकाउंट है, they were always blocked, and different reasons were given every time. So all this has been brought to the notice of RBI. Okay, RBI ombudsman के notice में आया भी था, and then somehow मतलब प्रोग्रेस होता था, अटक जाता था. So now that has been brought to the notice of International Court of Justice as well, and World Bank as well. So I mean that part is also being investigated by them. The financial क्या बोलते हैं फाइनेंशियल टेररिज्म या फाइनेंशियल ये जो एट्रोसिटीज बोल रहे हैं ना जो हुआ है that part is also being investigated and hopefully the block funds हमको release होगा. And as far as funds for the case are concerned, yeah, personal and we are managing to so fine because I don't want to start a fund, start a trust inviting funds for people because then it will give them a reason to say that हाँ ये पैसा बनाने के लिए ये सब के no. Till the case comes into focus on its own. Okay. We have managed fine till now. We will manage going ahead as well. All I am saying is that not asking questions.
After the hearing, in case the case comes in your favor, will you be paid by and who have you filed the case against? Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, his question is, who have you filed the case against?
Who have I? In the Supreme Court of India, it was against the Union of India, and in ICJ, it's against the judicial systems of India.
No, you filed it against the.
It's my constituent who can better answer it. If you want, we can arrange a live session with him because ICJ case it is now ICJ case which is where the proceedings are in court. So I'm not liberty to tell everything. So, but if you want more details into it, yes, Varun, we can always arrange a session with my solicitor.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think next one we'll definitely
involve more lawyers.
Yes, Naushadji. All right. I think I'm gonna definitely end here. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining, and hope this was a useful session and more informative. एक बार फिर से मैं बताना चाहूँगा social media पे Deepti is active on Twitter with an ID PDRANI15. You can always, and she's tagged into my tweets today, so you'll be able to find her Twitter ID and you can get all her details. And if you want to reach out to her, you can reach out to her through that. But other than that, anybody who still feels there is anything wrong or anything fishy or any kind of questions you have, please feel free to share your questions. You all have my details, you have my number, you have my email ID, and it's all on the screen right now. तो आप मेरे को भेज सकते हैं, and I'll be more than happy to connect you with Deepti. The only thing is...
No, let me tell you one thing here.
Yeah.
See, the stage at which we are, because in the ICJ proceedings too, they have been leaked, okay, of what we were planning to do and everything, because of those leaks, again, some delays have happened. Otherwise, मेरा presentation अब तक हो क्या होता, right? So, इसीलिए I might not entertain some new people joining in the moment right now. Okay, yeah. Whatever I am comfortable, I will share on the Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
What I just want people to do, अगर आप वो सच्ची में आप इस फाइट पे विश्वास रखते हैं, if you really want to help it, ask questions. मैं जिनका डॉक्यूमेंट शेयर कर रही हूँ बोल रही हूँ ना, उनको टैग करो, पूछो, फोन करो.
The reason why I'm asking all these questions.
If she is there, go and video trial करो सबके सामने. I'll just give one challenge to the authority. ठीक है, वीडियो ट्रायल करो. मतलब ये नहीं कि फॉल्स चार्जेस पे ले गए फिर उसके बाद एब्सकॉन्डिंग मिसिंग बोल के मुझे बम्प अप कर दिया, वैसा नहीं है. I'm saying if there is nothing to hide, I'm saying this to the authorities. If there is nothing to hide, let's have a video live. जो भी ऑथोरिटीज है, इसका मैंने डॉक्यूमेंट शेयर किया है. Why keep things behind closed doors when the question itself, when the trust is not there at the judicial system itself? I am raising questions on the judicial system, right? So, if I am fake, take action and take transparent action, which people can see. ये नहीं कि ले लिया मिसिंग एब्सकॉन्डिंग बोल के अपना जस्ट बिकॉज मेरी मीडिया इज इन हैंड्स अपना नैरेटिव चलाए हैं आप लोग. Analyze people, analyze things, and yeah, if you are okay with it, फिर भी आप चुप रहो के तो भगवान बचाए. I don't have anything more to say.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Noshirji, and thank you, Varun. Thank you, Suhas. Everybody else who joined.
It was
I'm
very informative. Very
Thank you.
informative.
Thank you. I have Ramanji. I think हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, तो I'm definitely gonna take him for sure. तो नमस्ते रमन जी, कैसे हैं?
जी नमस्कार, कैसे हैं आप?
बहुत बढ़िया. अब तो और भी बढ़िया आपको देख के.
थैंक यू, सो नाइस ऑफ यू, सो नाइस ऑफ यू, सो नाइस.
हाँ जी.
तो सुन रहा था, मतलब मुझे तो ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि ये जो अगर मतलब पावर एंड मनी अगर आपके पास है तो किसी भी क्राइम से बाहर निकल जाओगे, इसका मतलब तो ये हुआ ना हमारे साथ सोसाइटी में ये हो रहा है.
वही तो हो रहा है सर जी, वही तो हो रहा है सर जी.
Yep. और यही आई थिंक दीप्ति जी इसी को तो हाईलाइट करती आ रही हैं कि इतना ज्यादा गंदगी है, इतना ज्यादा. जस्ट वो जो कुछ लोग हैं जो पावर और पैसे से बैठे हुए हैं ऊपर, बस वो सारों को कठपुतली की तरह नचा रहे हैं. दैट्स हाउ इट इज. आप म्यूट पे चले गए रमन जी.
जी 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 जी. बस मुझे लगता है कि आजकल जो एक माहौल चल रहा है, अगर आप कहें तो मैं उस पर एक कविता सुनाऊं कि जो मुझे आजकल देश में महसूस होने लगा है.
बिल्कुल.
मुझे 1 मिनट का आपको टाइम देना होगा क्योंकि मुझे निकालनी पड़ेगी, वो लैपटॉप में डली हुई है मेरे.
ठीक है.
एक बार बस.
तो एनीवेज टिल दैट लास्ट हम इन्हीं पे खत्म करेंगे. बट एक बार फिर से दीप्ति, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर टेकिंग आउट ऑल दिस टाइम. बहुत ही it was useful. I'm sure there were initially, मैं just between you and me, और बाकी लोगों को बता देता हूँ, जब शुरू किया था हमने सेशन तो कुछ लोग आए थे ऐसे जो इसको डीरेल करना चाहते थे इस कम्युनिकेशन को. एंड थैंक्स टू सम ऑफ माय टीम मेंबर्स एंड आल्सो आई हैड टू ब्लॉक फ्यू पीपल. सो गाइस, आप जहां पर भी जाएं, दीप्ति ने भी एक ही स्टेटमेंट बोली है: आस्क क्वेश्चंस, डोंट जस्ट थ्रो स्टफ एट पीपल एंड डोंट मलाइन पीपल. और इधर
And another thing, आपने अभी बोला there have been attempts to derail. कौन कर रहा है, क्यों कर रहा है? मैं बकवास कर ना तो क्यों? Why derail? सिंपल चीज है यार, बंद करो. Why attempts to derail? Why this मतलब back end method?
Yeah. आज एक और उसका एग्जांपल ये भी है, राइट? आई मीन लुक एट दिस, वी आर ऑन फोन. इंटरनेट का आज फिर वही, हमने सोचा नहीं था कि इतना इशू होगा कि वी वोंट बी एबल टू डू इट ऑन अ वीडियो.
I tried to log in on the phone. I tried to log in on the laptop. Wi-Fi use किया, ये use किया.
Right. I know. But anyways, एक बार फिर से again thank you. And रमन जी, जब भी आप ready हो, please go ahead.
Just loading. It's loading. It's taking a little bit time.
And और एक चीज और मैं जरूर बोलना चाहूंगा. हालांकि गिने थोड़े से दिन रह गए हैं. I really want everyone to please disconnect from, if possible, from social media. एक दिन के अंदर आई थिंक 1 घंटा बनाएं जब आप सोशल मीडिया पे आए. Get everything on what is happening. And then connect with the family, connect with friends. हमारे लिए तो वो भी थोड़ा मुश्किल हो गया कैलिफोर्निया में. यहाँ पर लॉकडाउन हो गया है. We won't be able to even go out and meet friends. I think अभी आज हम उसके बारे में गाइडलाइंस पढ़ेंगे. But I think I would encourage you guys to please disconnect. It feels really good to be connected to friends and family, and थोड़ा सा social media से disconnect. Anyways, एक मैंने छोटा सा वीडियो शुरुआत में भी प्ले किया था, and there are few more people, so let me do this while we are waiting for Raman ji. I'm gonna share something, a special something for Sridevi ji, and here we go. उसके बाद रमन जी की poem. So let's do this.
कोई भी नाम हो सकता है, सीता, सकीना या सूजी, कमला, विमला या अंजू। जानी ये चाकू है, क्या है? चाकू। चमड़े का चाबुक दिखाई दिया तो तेरी चमड़ी उधेड़ दूंगी त्रिभुवन। टाटा, बाय बाय, सी यू, सायोनारा।
All right. So this was a little something for our very own Chandni, who we lost. And thanks to Deepti for keeping the hope alive. Okay, she will get justice. Yes, Ramanji, if you're ready, please go ahead.
All right. Unable to find that particular poem which I wanted to, say. पर एक कविता आज के हालात में ही है, वो भी कहीं ना कहीं पे ये ओपन होने में थोड़ा सा टाइम ले रहा है. इट्स सेइंग ओपनिंग. माय लैपटॉप इज अ लिटिल बिट स्लो, तो लेट मी सी. अगर आधे मिनट में आ जाता है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो मुझे लगता है आज मेरा दिन नहीं है.
नहीं, कोई नहीं. तो यस,
आ गया.
ओके, परफेक्ट.
Alright, this poem is for वो एक हम लोगों का जो ये हम एक सोशल इशू कह लें या धर्म से जुड़ा हुआ कह लें, उस पे है. इंसानियत ज्यादा जरूरी है धर्म से भी ज्यादा कभी कभी. तू मुझे ढूंढता है मंदिर में, मस्जिद में, गुरुद्वारे में. तू मुझे ढूंढता है मंदिर में, मस्जिद में, गुरुद्वारे में. कभी झांक अपने दिल में और सोच मेरे बारे में. कभी मैं बच्चों संग खेलता हूं, कभी चिड़ियों संग चहकता हूं. कभी मैं बच्चों संग खेलता हूं, कभी चिड़ियों संग चहकता हूं. कभी गरीब का दीपक बनता हूं, कभी फूलों संग महकता हूं. वो जो मस्जिद के बाहर फकीर है ना, वो जो मस्जिद के बाहर फकीर है ना, उसकी रोटी बनाता हूं. और फिर गुरुद्वारे में जाकर लंगर भी चलवाता हूं. अल्लाह, रब, भगवान, जिस नाम से पुकारो मैं ही हूं. अजान करो, ग्रंथ पढ़ो या आरती उतारो, मैं ही हूं. चांद, सूरज, आकाश और धरती जैसे लाखों तारे, सब में हूं, सबका हूं, सब है मेरे, सब मुझे प्यारे. मैंने कब आकर कहा किसी से मुझे मंदिर चाहिए. मैंने कब आकर कहा किसी से मुझे मंदिर चाहिए, या कब किसी को बोला जनाब मस्जिद बनाइए. मैं कैदी नहीं तेरी इमारतों का, मैं कैदी नहीं तेरी इमारतों का. मुझे बहुत जगह जाना है. मुझे पत्थर के नीचे चींटी को भी खाना पहुंचाना है. मैं तो आसमान में उड़ता हूं, बादलों को लाता हूं. मैं तो आसमान में उड़ता हूं, बादलों को लाता हूं. नदियों के संगीत में हूं, खेतों को लहलहाता हूं. कोई ना मूरत, कोई ना चेहरा, ना कोई मेरा भेष. कोई ना मूरत, कोई ना चेहरा, ना मेरा कोई भी भेष. प्रेम से जियो, प्रेम से रहो, बस यही मेरा संदेश, बस यही मेरा संदेश.
ब्यूटीफुल पोएम, बहुत अच्छा मैसेज भी कि ये संदेश आई थिंक सब तक जाना चाहिए। प्यार और ऑनेस्टी आज की डेट में बहुत बड़ा एक कहते हैं ना, एक एसेट है जो बहुत कम लोगों के पास है और मिसिंग है एक्चुअली। यू आर राइट,
मिस हो गया, मिसिंग कर रहे हैं।
हेलो,
यस दीप्ति।
पर फिर भी वरुण है, वरुण।
और एक बात बोला था,
हाँ जी बोले,
एक बात बोला था।
प्लीज प्लीज बोले।
हाँ, अथॉरिटीज और वो जिनका डॉक्यूमेंट्स है उनको, वो एजेंसीज को टैग करने के साथ साथ आप बोले कपूर जाने कपूर को भी टैग कीजिएगा, ठीक है? कि ये बोल रहे हैं, ये गलत है, तो व्हाई डोंट यू टेक एक्शन ऑन इट, ठीक है? प्लीज डू दिस। आई वांट, मैं अकेले मैं क्या करूं? आप लोग, आप चाहते हैं ना, हाउ यू कैन, यू वांट टू रीच आउट विद यू, हाउ यू कैन हेल्प। पूछो क्वेश्चन, आई विल गिव यू समथिंग टू आस्क टू जानवी, ओके? वो जो बोली है कि वो कॉल पे थी फलाना फलाना टाइम पे, that was not that was to give an alibi, okay? She spoke to Sridevi earlier, okay, on 22nd just before Boni left her, she spoke to Sridevi, and her words were something like, I forgot. Yeah, you want to finish my career before I started, you want to end my career before I started, something like that. Okay, so things have happened. I mean, on some things, some modules that they have come across. So I'm saying this. You have asked them. What is she saying? Why is what is she saying this week? Why don't you go and take action against her? Ask them.
Wow, this is yeah.
List and do right. Ask questions.
So guys, Deepti ने जैसे बोला है कि you should definitely tag even Boni Kapur and ask questions. Continue asking questions.
Janvi Kapur, about her last conversation with her mom, I said something. So इतना पक्के से बोल रहे हो, पूछिए.
All right. So I would definitely post this. I will post it after this session. I would encourage you all to post it as well. Let's tag everybody. Let's check, what we get, what response do we get. But at the same time, please, let's not stop asking questions. Let's keep on asking, and let's keep on making the noise. हम सुशांत के केस में भी यही कर रहे हैं. हम obviously बाकियों के केस में भी यही करना चाहते हैं.
Narrative फैलाया गया है कि people are delaying things because so powerful करना चाह रहा है, ठीक है? हर तरफ से नेट को कस रहे हैं. They think, come on, you can't. अगर अभी प्रेजेंट ठीक नहीं है ना, talking of something good which will happen in the future, that is just a deviation. Come on, wake up. अभी प्रेजेंट ठीक होना चाहिए. हमरा अभी क्या कर रहे हो? सुशांत के केस में भी why the reason of the death, at least it should have been turned to motive. जो सबको obvious है, is obvious to everyone other than the agencies. Ask questions.
Okay. All right. So we'll definitely keep on asking questions, guys. एक बार फिर से thank you so much, Deepti, and thank you, Ramanji, and thanks everyone जो जुड़े for joining. We'll continue this. We're not gonna keep quiet. We will speak more about all the issues that we've already spoken in the past. और आगे भी हम continue करते रहेंगे. आप सबका support बस ऐसा ही बना रहे. And hats off to you, Deepti, for fighting this fight. This is a battle, a long battle, and we are sure we will win in the end. So on that note, thank you everyone. Take care, and Jai Hind everyone. Take care. Thanks. Bye everyone.
Jai Hind.